Okay, let's turn down the audio a wee bit. Okay. Come on, show me my channel. I want to make sure it's playing. Excellent. Now, okay, music credits. Oh, no. Do, 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 do. Oh, no, come on. Typing is still my nemesis. Da, 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 da. Okay, I should, yeah. Right, okay, welcome. Today we're going to have a housing tour in the lovely Clockwork City. And I'm trying to debate whether I should go into screenshot mode. I just don't know if that means I will get the... Will I still be able to use stuff? Right, okay, so welcome to the Clockwork Observatory. Well, the observatory prior to give it its proper name, but this is my version of it. The mad scientist's lair. So, naturally, as we come in, we've got a statue of Sotha because, you know, who doesn't want to emulate a mad scientist? The father of mysteries, the most crazed of the tribunal, at least intellectually. Almalexia is the most crazed for straight up insanity. Screenshot mode does make a difference, who knew? Oh, excuse me. So, as we can see, I made some alterations. I custom built a ramp all the way up to this ledge, excuse me, where we have an observatory. Well, a mini observatory, because all the stuff inside the house had to be altered. So we've got our little telescope here and our large telescope here. Mostly to see if we can do any kind of experimenting with seeing through the Clockwork City's veil. It's always been quite interesting to me that Sotha made this entire little pocket world, well, pocket continent, I suppose, inside a tiny little structure, but he still managed to get clouds. Quite impressive engineering. Over here we have our observatory note-taking area. We have a couple of little orreries. This lens has broken, but I'm having we're using the Sigicorp to light it up so we can try and fix it. We've got all our various different notes and theories, and our lovely little scholastic orrery here, which was well worth the crown gems. So much worth it, I bought several. And of course, on the outside we have a lovely little couch with some tea and skooma, and of course a sweet roll, because, you know, we love a sweet roll. I just can't interact with things when screenshot mode's on, which is a pity. So, as you no doubt saw from the entrance, we have a little garden area just around here. because even a mad scientist needs some greenery to, you know, try not to lose their mind. The rocky texture was quite interesting to work with. It works kind of well for soil. And I liked the hedges as a border. Some of the more colourful Khajiit plants came in handy. As you can see, we've got gaming tables and tea, little citric light balls, and a tribunal fountain that's well lit up. Because who doesn't love a water feature? More games. Skooma there this time. And the Elsewhere Swan Stones, which I really would like to know how to play, so on the assumption that anyone ever figures it out, please do let me know how they work. It would be quite interesting. So we've got a nice little calm green area here. This is mostly for Nazemi's peace and quiet. Because once you get indoors, you'll see she is not at all down with some of the things that are going on in there. So we'll just have a little wander downstairs, down my big ramp. I do have a little bit of a flicker going on, but facing these plates was quite tricky, even when using an Eleanor ballroom as the guide for them. I'm quite happy with what I came up with. I just wish there'd been a larger version of the brass plates. Okay, so we need to... There we go. Get back in. And back into screenshot mode. Oh, no, hang on. We didn't go into screenshot mode, but we also want to remove Gretchen for now. Okay, screenshot. There we go. So, as you can see, we have one of the orreries in here as a centerpiece, and some well-spaced clockwork lights. This entryway is, you know, fairly quiet, fairly subdued. I put these moving pieces down because, one, I didn't see a good way to phase them into the walls properly. I mean, these ones you can kind of get in with a lot of work, but I didn't have much luck moving the oval ones into the walls without either losing the mechanisms or having them floating forward a touch, which was not in my plan. And over here we have some basic crafting stations, you know, just where you want to do some little little deconstruction experiments. And Nazemi is hiding in the kitchen. Literally, she is hiding in the kitchen. She's like, I want no part of the insanity you guys are perpetrating in this house. I'm just going to stay in the kitchen, hide stuff, and put it in that elsewhere meat supply. Poor Nazemi is going to drain these kegs dry after seeing what the other lot are up to. The theme for this house is Mad Scientist Lair, and also the minions have had enough. They are sick of being dragged around dungeons and battlefields, and what have you, and they are rebelling. So, here we are in the main chamber. It's well lit up, and we have our crazy concrete clockwork contraptions in the middle. Pumps and pistons and clockwork contraptions abound. These walls right here aren't just walls, they are also sort of explosive barriers, because you never know when something's going to go boom. Okay. So clearly someone took a lot of inspiration from Arcasis the Mad Alchemist's works and decided, hey, it worked for him, let's see what we can do with it. We have clockwork pipes and generators all over the place, and we have like motion power and the motion of the walls spinning and siphoning powers down from the ceiling from that pipe and funneling into these fabrication tanks, which of course are linked by pistons and pipes to the Arcasis-style chemical vats, where we're perpetrating ungodly alchemical horrors. Whether like circulating routes, but the key component is this mysterious clockwork sphere, which is actually a chemical reservoir where all three of these pipes pump their vile sludges into to mix, and then they follow through this pipe down to this T-junction, which sends the fluids past into this tank, and via this pipe into the circulator, and via this pipe into this tank, and we go around the side because the circulator also has a pipe leading into the central chamber, which is mirrored on that side, and the central chamber pumps via this pipe into the alchemized Blood Knight's casket, and via these pipes into this section. We weren't content with making alchemized Chorus, Bristlebacks and Blood Knights. We decided we were going to see what would happen if we dropped Guard Yorn and Rotar the Buster in there. So far, they seem to have had no reaction to the chemical stimuli, but you never know. Could turn up the voltage and see what happens. We also have a Vardvark and a BNH baby in there, just to see what's happening. As you can see, we have their little generators trying to galvanise the alchemized Blood Knight, but he doesn't seem to be reacting very well. Such is mad science. You're never quite sure if you're onto a winner or not. This section over here is enchanting. Soul gems, dynamics, and how they interact. What can we do if we tinker with a soul gem? Can we use the black ones? Can we use the greater ones? What happens if we stick this there? All kinds of craziness. Documenting our research in this book here. And trying not to get arrested for war crimes. This is the purview of the house owner and the main experiment there, but we head over to the bio research division, and this is Tithus's department. He's researching the effects of Nurncrux and Aeon Stone on biological material. Tithus has flat out had it. He was not down to be treated this way. So he's putting his research to good use. Well, at least our research. All those journal entries have to do something. And of course, in the cage we have our captive Blood Knight specimen, because, you know, we can't always test on humans. You run out. But Blood Knights are far more durable. So we have all kinds of alchemical goodness, biological specimens, floaty bits, bowls of blood, potions and poisons and ritual bowls, and oh my! Not to mention our supply of alchemical reagents, because, you know, can't run out of those. And of course a scale for accurate measurement, and more soul gems, just in case, because you never know. What happens if we add a soul gem to this, to that, to the next thing? So we just navigate past the crazy clockworkness to Perari, who is also done with her BS. She has taken a different approach. She's working on clockwork monstrosities. She's trying to salvage all the clockwork stuff she can and rebuild the Engine Guardian. Although possibly with magic death lasers. Who knows? Because Yeet can be remarkably inventive after all. She's researching the workings of factotums and seeing if they apply to Dwemer constructs. We have a little power generator dome here and some pistons ringing the area before we head to the library. And it's a clockwork library. So we have much research going on here. Our own research is on the tables. There's nothing on the drafting table right now because we've obviously finished completion of this place. We do have lore books on Dwemer megastructures, which we use to make significant alterations to the Observatory. And we're keeping non-physical backups in our Clockwork mimeograph dome thing from the Antiquity system. Over here we have more pipes and pistons integrated into the structure of the main chamber. Everything has a purpose. This is this blasts air into the engine, and then this pipe blasts it onto the structure and through the pipes into the pistons, which also help to power this little side project, which is what happens if we electrify and alchemize non-combat bits. So far, not a lot. But, you know, nothing is ever perfect. And that Amaranthine Pocket Watcher is just chilling. It has absolutely no worries whatsoever. I suppose being stuck in a tank full of chemicals and electrocuted is nothing compared to a day in Oblivion. So, that is the main chamber and all the goodies it holds. My friend Kieran said it was like living in a giant megastructure machine, and I don't quite feel that that's entirely accurate, but it's kind of close enough. So we're going to wander casually along and down to the elevator. Which means I'm going to have to come out of screenshot mode so I can use the elevator. And head to the sub-level. It's a little sparse down here, there's like less craziness going on. We have a nice decorative clockwork thing. I think this is the thief. It's a bit abstract and hard to tell. Got a little bit of storage here. And of course, the main bedroom, which is the house owner. I don't know what Tithus, Perari and Nazemi do, and this is probably why they're so mad with us. He never gives us bedrooms. Make Clockwork horrors and destroy him! So, over here we have a nice warm bath to, cleanse yourself of all the gunk and biomatter you've had on you. Some, dwarven potted trees because a little bit of fresh air is nice. I imagine the Clockwork City doesn't have much in the way of fresh air per se. It's probably recirculated and has that slightly dry airplane air to it. Over here we have a little shrine to Sothasil and a Clockwork Somno Station. I know, it's probably upside down, but I like the flat look better than the other way. Couple of nice rugs, because this flooring looks like it's a massive heatsink. Nice Clockwork wardrobe. It's not a house of mine if we don't have the monkey fan somewhere. Clockwork coffer for our jewellery and stuff. The Augur of the Obscure, which we could talk to, but we're not going to. And just a little touch of, art. Because you do want to, not be a complete savage all the time. Dissections and vivisections can really coarsen one's soul. And over here we've got another little chill out area, tea, sweet rolls, a couch for reading. It's a very peaceful area. Until we head to the next area, which is probably where the majority of the accidents are going to happen. Because we're being very, very silly. We've diverted a significant amount of power down here to portal research. Not only that, Dwemer portal research a la Markarth. And it seems to be successful. We've managed to activate a transliminal rupture. It's just not big enough to go through yet. So it's 7 dwarven beam emitters and a focusing crystal that's being boosted by being sunk into an engine. Initially the plan was to have 6 of the dwarven beam emitters and have the 7th one sunk into the floor and angling upward so that the transliminal rupture would be bisected by it, but apparently these things don't enjoy being phased into the ground. The beam still goes sideways instead of, horizontally instead of vertically. Who only knows what ungodly horrors we will be able to pull through this. At the moment though, all my special furnishings are maxed out, which is a pity. I do have 50 slots left, so I can add more factotum parts and things if I want to, which I want to. I want Nazemi to have more, Parari, more stuff to work with for her mechanical dwarven death machine. Maybe when the dwarven centurion parts come back, they'll have something I can use as legs. I can complete it. Over here's the control console for the dwarven transliminal ruptures. You get the combination right and boom, portal. You get the combination wrong and boom, crater. So we should just, consider ourselves very lucky that we got it right the first time. Or as close to the first time as possible. Over here we can see we've got a few things that are sticking through, but honestly, who looks at the ceiling much? Phasing into thin surfaces is difficult enough at the best of times, but I think I got away with most of it. So yeah, this is the Mad Observatory. Also subtitled, "The minions have had it, they're about to revolt." There we go. And I think we're going to take a left up and finish this little housing stream there, because we are we've covered almost everything really. It's amazing how much you can do with 700 slots, but it takes so little time to show off. But anyway, this has been my housing tour of the Mad Alchemists, Mad Scientists Observatory, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I shall catch you all in the next one.